To start off, number one, outside consulting, there's a number here, you have to give me time to go look it up.
I'll wait.
Hang on. Oh, no, I only got 2 minutes here. We do have staff, absolutely, and it's around 14,000 full-time. So now, the outside consultants, we're always faced with a choice. Do we hire and bring them in, or do we, for this part-time work, contract out? I heard someone come up to the microphone and say contract out. So when we need one-time engineering study, when we need one-time work on a particular piece, we contract out. Our snow plowing, contracted out. Most of our garbage, contracted out. So that comes part of our part of the
snow plowing, Alex, is not.
I'm sorry. Most of the snow.
I know, absolutely. I know. I have family members. I'm saying outside consultants. That's not snow removal.
Well, they're outside employees.
No, I said outside consultants.
So outside consultants. Sure.
Mr. Kirkpatrick and friends can't do themselves.
Right.
Okay,
it's less than $20,000. It's actually much smaller than I thought it was. The amount of actual real consultants on reports and things is it's in the $10 to $20 million range, as opposed to the $200 million that goes out for outside the things. Because most of the consulting jobs go out are the engineers that are hired to do the design for the roads. It's a contracting out.
For the sewer and flood.
Oh, we're going to, yes, damn now we're going to have those. Anyway, but it's a lot of it, and it's all in the same package, and that's the problem, because I asked that question. I said, we get these big reports of all these things, and I went through looking at it. It was a garbage contractor. It was supply types of things, a whole lot there. I was trying to get the actual real consulting in it, and it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was. I haven't got the figure right in front of me. We can get it for you. But, and I have asked that too, to keep it down, because it really bothers me when all of a sudden a consultant report comes that we didn't specifically ask for, because I don't think they should be using consultants unless they clear no.
Thanks, Councillor. Would either of you like to respond? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to talk about full-time equivalent to your question. I'm not familiar with that, but I'll answer something shortly, and then Dave will take over. There's a game going on at City Hall with the number of people that work there. They don't want you to know. You have no idea how many people are working there. According to what they call the Financial Information Report, which is sent to the Ontario government annually, there is approximately 14,138 FTE. But I think last September, Kirkwood told one of the councillors that there were 19,000 employees. I'm a little bit more, I research a lot in things that people say. I went back to the 2007 annual statement, and he was telling everybody there was 17,000 people. So that meant within a year there were 2,000 more people working for the City of Ottawa. Then they never tell you the number of the FTE that is authorized by the councillors in the city budget. They never tell you how many unfilled positions they have. So we say that the average annual cost of an employee is about 78 to 80,000, where if we knew the number of unfilled positions, we'd probably find that it's around $84,000, $85,000. Amazing.
According to the Auditor General in 2008, we had 15,000 employees. Approximately 14,000 of them are unionized. So you have a difference of about 1,000, most likely managers who are not unionized. If you reduce this 1,000 non-unionized people by 50%, you will save about $40 million. Will our councillors beside us support the reduction of this 1,000 non-unionized staff by 50%?
Thanks, Uday.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yomi Prad. I'm from Orleans. I'd like to commend the two councillors for coming out tonight to face the audience. Yes, I think they are very courageous, and also to thank the people that are out on the Tuesday evening to to voice their concerns. Now, I've been a citizen of Ottawa for about 3 decades. And I can remember when we used to have a regional chairperson before we went into electing the mayor. Now, listening to people tonight, and personally for me, reading all the news about the city, it seems as if the elected officials have come to realize or think that they own the city. Because when you think about politics, I think the first time you go into politics is the most difficult. But once you get in, people become very comfortable with you and they just keep voting the same people in. Now, what I'm trying to say is that nothing is carved on stone and the political structure can be changed at any time. When we look at all the problems we have in Ottawa, I think we need to find a way to replace some of the people in office. I don't my question because if some of them have been there for 20, 30 years and you have a new mayor coming in, it's very difficult for that mayor to implement anything because they form their old boys connection. Now, my question to the councillors, if Mr. Collins happens to become the mayor, are you going to start the process to limit the term in office for councillors?
The issue of term limits is not something that a city council can set. It requires provincial legislation. You'll notice that in the United States, there is a term limit only for president, not for senator, not for congressman. Ted Kennedy was a senator for over 30 years, and he was re-elected by his residents in Massachusetts because they thought he was an effective senator. You have, all of you, every voter has the power to choose their representative. It is called democracy, there is accountability, and yes, incumbents can lose. I want to see a reform that City Council can put in place. A reform that City Council can put in place is the power to ban corporate and union contributions. That is a power that's in the Municipal Act, that if City Council so chooses. Right now, corporate donations support the majority of incumbents, particularly developer donations. I don't accept corporate donations, I don't accept union donations, I don't accept developer donations. So I'm being financed by individuals because I believe in one person, one vote. Not one person, two checks. Because that person who's giving a corporate donation can give an individual, and that person has one vote and can give two checks. Term limits, folks, you need to talk to your MPP. You need to make this a public debate. Don't talk to the people who benefit from the system. You use the political process. It is called a democracy. You don't like what's sitting on this side of the table, then you have to convince your neighbors to vote, because we're only having a 40% turnout. And your problem is, when misinformation gets out there, then people don't want to play. They don't want to participate. The nonsense we hear about, you can cut 50% of your unionized workforce. Let's talk about what services would not be delivered then. Some of you may say, we can live with fewer garbage, fewer police. Absolutely you might.
No gay pride parade.
Do not.
Sorry, Mr. Collins, in all due respect, if you bring in a change to the office, I'm sure you can excuse me as part of your change.
Come on, you've been here all night. You know the way we're playing it tonight. Thank you. Go ahead.
Well, that's what Colin. No, it's been nice debating with you because it helps us to see what is wrong with council, the thinking, the mentality. I mean, we said you have 14,000 unionized employees. But the Auditor General said you have 15,000. So what that means is that you have about 1,000 people that are likely going to be managers. Now, managers are not the one doing the work. It is the people they're managing who are doing the work. So if you cut the managers, that doesn't affect service, 1. 2, we talked about HR, finance, IT, facilities management, administration. 1,600 jobs identified by O'Brien. Will you support that? You did not address that. The God Hunter report said every department that has 10 people can operate with 9 people. If it has 20 people, it can operate with 18 people. You haven't addressed or said what your position on all this is. All you try to do is to confuse the issue because we can't make these cuts while still delivering core services.